earth you're talking? Maybe the division is that one person wasn't able to get in somewhere and get what she wanted, just like she didn't get it with AFT. Okay, and then she left, and she got her training from AFT.
Hold on, Renee, real quick.
Now she's self-funding insurance.
Are the wounds that deep in the Democratic Party that this is the results tonight?
What we need to do is we need to purge these Democrats in name only. Either they're going to come on board or not. Now, I don't have a problem sitting down. Let's talk about what are the issues, what are the problems. Okay, because right now, like I said, this person's divisive, they're divided, but they don't provide any substance. What is the division that you talk about?
And I'd like to see some resolutions here. What are the answers? Because you throw blame. You say this person hasn't done this. You say this person hasn't done that. Well, what have you done? And the question is, what are we doing to try and get the Democrats out to vote? Are we not doing enough, Renee? Are we going out, even if we block walk? What are we supposed to do?
Let me tell you something. I'm not here to blame anybody. I'm not here to blame anyone.
But you just...
No, I'm not blaming anyone. Did you have misinterpreted what I've said? It's a different ballgame. I'm not here blaming anyone. Can you let me speak? I never interfered when you were speaking. This is what we have to face because we dare to have a different opinion in a democratic society.
That's healthy.
You know, it is healthy, but it's not healthy to interrupt when someone's speaking.
Right.
Okay,
show that respect. Look,
I'm not interrupting.
not you. I'm not talking about you, Princess. I'm not talking about you.
I love it.
Can we all have a group hug now?
Can you imagine if we were not friends? We're all dear friends. We're all involved in many other things, not just in politics. But let me tell you, this was coming. It started with Tom Greenwell, when Hispanics crossed over for him. Nobody thought he was going to win. Then it started with George Neal. Hispanics crossed over for him. Then with the sheriff, Hispanics crossed over for him. And I've been telling the Democratic Party, something's happening because the Hispanic Democrats are crossing over for Republicans. Can't you guys see? Oh, no. It's just a trend. It's not going to happen. It won't happen again. Well, it happened again.
Well,
but what is it? I mean, there's a generality.
Well, we don't know.
And I would like to know what it is. If you're going to make a general statement, provide substance.
Wait.
That's the key.
Wait. What we're saying, Renee, is we're not saying it. You're not saying it. The people are saying it.
Well,
Look
I think
what's
the question
tonight. Now we don't know because some of these races might, some of these Democrats might come back, and like Ms. Dr. Vera says right now, well, that's her hope, right? And a lot of Democrats are hoping that, but the Republicans are hoping that it goes their way as well. So what's the problem? We've never seen these type of gaps before, Renee.
Yeah, but understand something. Money can do a lot. It can make somebody who is a nobody basically pop out. And be a contender, bottom line.
And
we know that it's all about money.
We don't know for a fact that Hispanics have all gone to the Republican Party. We don't have that. We won't have those statistics until later.
And Renee, and I'm gonna tell this to all of you guys, not only the folks that are here in the round table, but everybody who's listening to us. Why is it so bad for somebody like, say, a Susie Luna or a Roland Garza or the perception of maybe Abel Alonso promoting Republicans? What's so wrong with that? This is America. This is free enterprise. This is business.
They've got every right to do that. But what would a Democrat go out and do that?
Well, I don't know. You tell me.
Now, I can understand if you were a Democrat and this was the actual, Lincoln was running for office, because that was the liberal party back then. And it was the more progressive party.
And why are Democrats not reaching out to these people so they can get them to be in their side?
Well, the question is, what do you need?
With money?
That's just business. Well, that's what I say. It is business.
But you see,
anyway,
here's the problem right there. Let me state something on that. I don't do anything for money. I do everything.
But that's your choice, though, right?
That's because that's my choice. Now, prove it to me that I do take money.
I understand.
You'll never find it on the ethics report.
I think
ever.
Come here.
I think it's very clear that business has a lot to do with people taking money for support. Now, the question is it ethical? Is it not? I think Susie has done a great job in being a political consultant, honestly, because she's been able.
Consultants are all over the
because
place.
she's been able to make money that way. But the thing about it is, and this is where it kind of hits a gray area. Susie has been considered in the past a leader in civil rights, right? She's been out there advocating for the downtrodden. And then you go back to a political consultant, when I'm talking solely politics, when people are running in elections, and she's saying, no, this is the person. Now, how are we supposed to believe her? As a political consultant, as a business, or are we supposed to believe her as a leader? And I think that's where the confusion lies, and that's where the hurt lies. What are you this time, Susie? What hat are you wearing?
People get hurt? I mean, why is it when it's the Williams group and versus the Henderson group, there's not a problem? Why is it an issue when it's the Luna group?
Well, I didn't say, I don't know if there's a Luna group or not.
No, I'm just saying, I'm just hypothetically saying, or the Garcia group or the Hernandez group. Why is that?
Well, here we're talking.
Let me make an example. Let me make an example. Renee and other people got political. What is it called? Political Plus. Or what is it called? The program they have before me. South Texas politics. The majority of the people that go over there are Democrats, and that's okay. I never complained. I never said anything. No, but let me finish. I never said anything because they go there. They have the right to go there. The Republicans have chosen to go to my show. They have that right. You know, they have that right to go. But I've always had an open door policy that anybody can come at any time. Now that you're charging for my show, there's nothing I can do. You have to survive as a business person, don't you? And people like to hear my program, don't they?
Absolutely.
So they pay for it. What can I do? You know?
Okay. Now, before we continue our conversation, let's give a round of applause to our judge.
Yay! Did you win?
I won.
Judge, you won.
I did.
A landslide.
100%.
All right.
We knew we were going to win. Judge Tom Greenwell, welcome to this roundtable discussion.
Always glad to be
politics.
here.
Very lively tonight.
Oh, man, this is an interesting night, isn't it?
Yeah.
Lots to talk about tonight.
Yeah.
All kinds of things.
What is your take?
Well, obviously this is historic. I don't know if all these numbers are going to hold up, but certainly you've never had this many Republican candidates winning countywide races. It's just amazing.
Judge, and have we had those types of candidates who are very strong candidates run before? Usually, I don't think the Republican candidates are this strong, but this time there was a significant strength in the Republican candidates, don't you think?
Right. I think all of the candidates were very well qualified, and that probably contributed a lot to the numbers here. I mean, you had folks that were really out there working, and I think were well respected. May disagree with them or not, but I think they were well respected.
And we are back, everyone. My name is Danielle Oldham with Young Voters of South Texas, and we are here receiving the last-minute results from Election 2010. The polls are in. It looks like very few Democrats won, at least here locally. Mark Skirka for DA, that is for certain, as well as Judge Dagford, Nueces County Commissioner, Precinct 2. However, we are seeing once again a low voter turnout. I have with me the Ted Turner of Broadcasting, Carlos Lopez of the KTMV family. Some thoughts on the election this year, 2010, sir?
Well, I tell you what, millions of dollars were used to promote the Republicans, and it paid off. They went to the bank, they deposited, and the check cleared, and they won, decisively. A lot of Democrats didn't get a chance to have that type of money, and the Republicans were just overly aggressive, and they reached out to the Hispanic community, and it's interesting to see how much crossover vote took place there, but apparently a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's some huge upsets tonight, like Abel Herrero and Joe Benavides. That was a very close race for Justice of the Peace, Precinct 1, Place 1. What do you think could have made the difference? Because in Joe Benavides' case, it was only 400 votes.
Well, he started, he was already under, and he did a lot to come back today, but it just wasn't enough. Unfortunately for Joe, and fortunate for Judge Amanda Torres, but it was a rough race, and trying to attach himself to Joe A. Gonzalez might not have been enough, because he's not Joe A. Gonzalez, and he needed to do maybe perhaps a little bit more to get him over the top, but he did well. But you got some major disappointments. State Representative Abel Herrero, Salomon Ortiz, which is a dynasty. You don't understand the magnitude of this loss, but the comeback, you never can tell. More details coming up.
Yeah, absolutely. So everybody stay tuned, and especially after this election, why is it so important, especially for the young voters, to get out? Because the demographics haven't come in, but historically we haven't come out in elections. So what can you say as far as us coming out in this election and elections to come?
Well, we'll see how the Democrats try to woo some of these young new voters and give them a new reason why they should go out to the polls. A lot of the older changing of the guards is taking place, and and we've seen some crumbling of the Democratic, not major, I mean a huge collapse. They lost Terry Champsey, Maricela Saldana, Judge Manuel Banales. These are heavyweight hitters that lost. Not only that, 2 state representatives, Abel Herrero and Sally Jr. At first, it was just a little blowout. Now the car's not even moving anymore.
Yeah, it's a huge upset here at the Nueces County Courthouse. Thank you, Carlos Lopez, the Ted Turner of broadcasting of the KTMV family, for making this possible. And like I said, we're live from Nueces County Courthouse, Election 2010 wrap-up. We're here. More interviews to come. Stay tuned, everybody.